Hello and welcome to TalentSprint. In this session of Polity, we shall discuss Panchayats from Articles 243 to 243O. So what do you mean by Panchayat? Panch means five. So earlier there was no administration in the village. So Panchayat means it's a group of five members who used to solve the disputes of those villages. But this Panchayat is different. So why I need Panchayat? What is the use of it? So the Panchayat need is, suppose whenever the central government passes any policy, it is communicated to the state governments. But when the state governments want to communicate till the last person in the village, it needs some mechanism, it needs some administrative mechanism. So there should be some head of the government who has to inform to the last person in the village. So this was the drawback of the Indian government system before the panchayats which have come into place. So first there was a program called Community Development Program which was started in the year 1952. So it has failed. Then it was failed because of the problem of there was no administration in the village. We shall see in this topic. So first, what is a panchayat? Panchayats are the effective tools for the rural local self-government. That means it is a self-government by the rural people at the lower levels of the country. Village is a basic unit in the country, like we have cells in our body. So when the villages are developed, the country will develop. So first, in the constitution, the constitutional provision for panchayats was mentioned in article number 40, Organization of Village Panchayats. Where is article number 40? Under Directive Principles of State Policy, part 4. So state must organize village panchayats. But DPSP are not enforceable. So states were not implementing them because DPSP are not enforceable. And Gandhiji called the panchayats as grassroots of democracy because they are the very basic of democracy. When the villages develop, the states will develop. When the states develop, the country will develop. Okay. So moving on to the evolution of Panchayat Raj. How the Panchayat Raj system has come into force, come into place in India. So first committee which was formed was the Balwant Rai Mehta committee. So why this committee was formed? What is the history into it? There is a story, a small story into it. So what is that story? In January 1957, a committee was formed headed by Balwant Rai Mehta committee. Balwant Rai Mehta. So why this committee was formed? To check the drawbacks of a program called Community Development Program which was started in the year 1952 and National Extension Service under 1953. So what are these programs? These programs were started in India to develop interests among the villagers on the national schemes and policies. So why this program has failed? Because there was no mode of communication in 1950s. Only some people used to have radios. Now we have internets, televisions. We didn't have in 1950s. So to communicate till the last person in the village, it was very difficult. So when the central government tells to the state government, there must be some representative of the government in the village to communicate this. So this was a drawback. Then these two programs have failed. So there was a committee appointed under Balwant Rai Mehta. So he told that so there was a drawback in these two programs because there was no administration in the village. So as there was no administration in the village, he recommended democratic decentralization. What do you mean by democratic decentralization? That means please give away some of your powers to the local people, to the next levels. When I keep all powers with me, I can't rule effectively. When I give some powers to my subordinates, so the rule will be effective. When central government gives some orders to the state governments will give orders to the panchayats which are established by the constitution. So the sarpanch will be heading that panchayat. He will communicate to the villages so that the programs or policies will be implemented effectively. This was the main aim of the recommendation of Balwant Rai Mehta. He recommended the Panchayat Raj system. So he said that you are controlling everything from Delhi. Please give away some powers to the local people. So this is the evolution of Panchayat Raj system in India. Moving on to the Balwant Rai Mehta committee recommendations. The establishment of three-tier Panchayat Raj system. So he has recommended the three-tier system in India. The first is Gram Panchayat, which is at the village level, and next is Panchayat Samiti, and the next is Jilla Parishad. And Panchayat Samiti is at the block level. Block level means it is at the mandal level. A mandal consists of different villages, and different mandals make up Zilla, that is district. So Jilla Parishad is at the district level. And the mode of election preferred for the Gram Panchayat is direct election. And next is for Panchayat Samiti and Jilla Parishad, it is the indirect election he has preferred. Next is the first state to implement the Panchayat Raj system was the Rajasthan state in the year 1959. After Balwant Rai Mehta committee has recommended Panchayat Raj system, the first state to implement was Rajasthan in the year 1959, and the second was Andhra Pradesh, and later all the states have implemented. So though they have implemented, different systems were followed in different places. So we didn't give constitutional status to Panchayats till the 73rd Amendment Act. We shall see about that. So each state was following different rules for Panchayats. Some were keeping direct elections, some were keeping indirect elections, all these things. Moving on to other committees. There are other committees other than the Balwant Rai Mehta committee. So that was first. Next one is Ashok Mehta committee. In the year 1977 it was established, and he recommended only two-tier system. Balwant Rai Mehta committee has recommended three-tier system, and Ashok Mehta committee has recommended only two-tier system, that is Jilla Parishad and under it Mandal Parishad. Only two tiers. And next committee was GVK Rao committee, established in the year 1985. And he recommended there should be frequent elections for the panchayats. After they have established panchayats with the Balwant Rai Mehta committee recommendations, each state was following different set of rules. One were implementing elections, one were not implementing. So he told that elections must be held regularly for panchayats. And next committee is LM Singhvi committee, established in the year 1986. And he recommended the constitutional status for the panchayats. There must be constitutional provision. When I keep panchayats under constitution, all the states will follow uniform rules. So this was recommended by LM Singhvi committee in the year 1986. So these are the other committees apart from Balwant Rai Mehta committee. Next is the historic amendment in India, 73rd Constitutional Amendment 1992. Why it is called 1992? Because it was started in the year 1992, but the act was passed by the Parliament and the President has given his signature on 24th April 1993. Hence, the 24th April is celebrated as National Panchayat Raj Day. Okay? And this act has passed the Part 9. It has added a Part 9 into the Constitution titled the Panchayats from Articles 243 to 243O. Next, it has added the 11th schedule, which consists of items 29 in number. Okay, these are the 29 functional items which deal with the panchayats. So Part 9, which deal with Articles 243 to 243O, and 11th schedule, which deals with 29 subjects. So these two things are done by this act. So what are the features of Part 9 of Indian Constitution? We will not study all the articles. What are mentioned in those articles we will study as the features, okay, which are important for our examination. So first, the first feature is a Gram Sabha. What is a Gram Sabha? Gram Sabha is a group of elected who has the power to elect the people. These are the group of registered voters in the village who are registered as voters in the village. They will sit under Sarpanch. Sarpanch will head the Gram Sabha. Okay. Next, it has a three-tier system. We have seen Gram Panchayat, Mandal Panchayat and Zilla Parishad. And next, all the members of all the tiers are directly elected by the people for Gram Panchayat, for Mandal Parishad and Zilla Parishad. And chairpersons of these are elected indirectly. MPP, Mandal Parishad President, ZP Chairman, all these are elected indirectly. MPTC, ZPTC, Sarpanch are directly elected by the people. Okay. And next, reservation for seats for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and women. For women it is 1/3 reservations are provided. This is the only area where reservations are provided in India in the politics. Not even for MLAs and MPs we have reservation for women. But for panchayats we have women. And women includes both SC and ST women also. So for these people reservations are provided in panchayats. Next, other features are duration of panchayats. So duration of panchayats is for 5 years like our Lok Sabha and Assembly. And it can be dissolved anytime. That means it can be empty. Again, all the people should be freshly elected like our Lok Sabha or Assembly. Next is minimum age to contest. What is the minimum age to contest? It is 21 years. For Lok Sabha and Assembly we have 25 years, but for Panchayat it is 21 years. Next is State Election Commission shall conduct elections for the Panchayats. And this State Election Commission is appointed by the governor for every 5 years. Next is Panchayats may prepare plans for their economic development and social justice. So they will prepare their own plans and submit to the district. And all the districts will submit to the state. And all the states will submit to the Planning Commission earlier. Okay, Planning Commission is not a constitutional body. Even Niti Aayog is not a constitutional body. But there is a planning committee called District Planning Committee. That is a constitutional body which takes the plans of both municipalities and panchayats. Okay. Next is the governor of the state shall constitute a finance commission for every 5 years. So what do you mean by finance commission? It will distribute the taxes and look into the finances of the panchayats. Next is the act shall not apply to some states like Jammu and Kashmir, Nagaland, Meghalaya and other states. What are those other states? Mizoram and also other areas also, something like the Darjeeling district of West Bengal, hilly area of Assam, like that. These are all other areas which are not applicable under the panchayats, part 9 of Indian Constitution. That means there can be no panchayats in those areas, Jammu and Kashmir, Nagaland, Meghalaya and Mizoram. So this act is not applicable. It is applicable to also union territories also, not only states, also it is applicable to UTs, but it is not applicable to only these states. Okay. So this is all for this session. We shall meet in the next session. Thank you so much.